For this exercise, we're going to use some different artwork. Here's a jacket illustration that I did for a book, and it was done entirely in Photoshop. And I think we'll use this because it has a lot of layers in it, and I want to talk about merging and flattening. Now, merging and flattening is something you got to really be careful of. You should never, ever do it if you don't have the layered Photoshop file somewhere else tucked away. But in the event that you do, there are situations where you do need to merge and flatten. So here, for example, you'll notice that if we go into the group here for the fox, that I have all these various parts of the fox all sort of built into individual layers. And what I want to do is I want to try to run a Photoshop filter on the fox body, but I don't want to affect the eyes, and I really don't want to affect the nose either. So what I'm going to do is for now, I'm just going to move the eyes up there and the nose also up there, and then I'm going to select everything down below. I'm going to hold the Shift key and just click like that, and then we'll have all of these layers now. Then they need to be composited or merged into one layer in order to run one filter on everything. So I'm just going to go to the flyout menu here in the Layers panel, and I'm just going to choose Merge Layers. And now we can rename this, if I can get it, there it is, rename it Fox. And again, of course, I have saved another copy of this with all the layers intact somewhere else. So now we can go ahead and we can try a filter. But before we run a filter on it, what I want to do is convert this for smart filters. This is also really important. If I don't do this, then it'll be very difficult to make any changes to the filter later on. So now that I've converted it for smart filter, we can go back here and I can choose the filter that I want. And I think I want to go under Distort. Let's try this ripple filter. And the ripple filter gives us just this little preview window, but it does show me what I'm going to get in small pieces. By the way, you can change the size of the rippling here too. So I think I like the medium. So let's click OK. The filter runs, and now when we zoom in, we can see that we have that nice effect on the edges here, and it hasn't affected the nose, which I think was a good call. And it hasn't affected the eyes. So that's really a good use of merging layers. I suppose you could merge all the text layers if you wanted to, but that would probably be a big mistake because, again, if you need to change the text at any time, once you merge them together, the text is no longer editable. So I wouldn't recommend that. And I wouldn't recommend flattening the whole thing down either unless you absolutely have to. I mean, if there's some reason that you need a flat Photoshop PSD file, then you have no choice but to go up to the panel menu and choose Flatten Image. But otherwise, I would never recommend doing that. So anyway, that's a little lesson on merging and flattening layers.